one is the vigilante. So, I heard from the critical drinker that Snow White canceled their premiere. I mean, am I shocked? No, absolutely not. I'm surprised that they just didn't cancel it to go to theaters and just go straight to live streaming. Because if we're being honest, most people who have a Disney Plus subscription actually enjoy what they're putting out there, or they really want to have it. There might be some that keep it for the older stuff, you know, the nostalgia reasons, but I'm going to assume most of them do enjoy watching the stuff that they put out, which is probably far and few between, which is why they want to send it to the theaters, because that's where they're going to make their money anyways. But I'm going to be reacting to Critical Drinker's theory.
You know, watching the absolute calamity that is Snow White unfold over the past year or two, I'm reminded of those dudes up in the lookout tower on board the Titanic. They spotted the iceberg looming ahead of them, telephoned the warning to the bridge, even though they probably could have just shouted. I mean, it doesn't look that far. And now there's nothing they can do except watch as their shiny new boat plows straight into 100 million tons of frozen water. Uh-oh, the insurance company's gonna be feeling the pain tomorrow. The point I'm making here is that anyone with even a surface level understanding of the film industry, plus legacy entertainment journalists who like to pretend it still matters what they think, has known for a long time that this movie was headed for absolute disaster. Whether it was the baffling casting choices, the laughable DEI parade pretending to be dwarves, the nightmarish CGI monstrosities that replaced them, the hypothetical star whose complete inability to shut her mouth quickly and efficiently turned her into one of the most toxic celebrities in Hollywood, or every piece of official media released about this film getting ratioed so far into oblivion that it practically...
So, if we're being honest here, okay, if we can all just be honest with each other, the main reason why everyone's throwing a fit about this movie is because she is not white. If we're being honest. Now, me personally, I don't really care. I don't care what color she is, because the skin color is not going to really matter. The skin color does not mean if it's going to be a bad movie or not. The problem is Rachel had to open her big damn mouth and just make everything worse. She became one of the most hated actresses in Hollywood right now. She is up there with Brie Olsen, because they had to sit there. Wait, is it Brie Olsen? Whichever one played Captain Marvel. Okay, them two, they just had to keep running their mouths, and it just made them look horrible. Now, also, when I checked out that trailer, no, that CGI was awful. It was garbage. It was trash. So this movie has a lot going against it. Okay, and you know they're going to change the story. So, but you know what? I may be surprised. Maybe they'll stick true to the roots. Maybe the story will be roughly the same. I ain't holding my breath. I'm a holding out.
Formed its own quantum singularity, vanished out of space and time, and emerged on the other side of the universe, Event Horizon style. The warnings were all there, and they've been discussed at length by every content creator on YouTube, but now at last, we have come to the crunch, dear viewer. The last few days before the movie releases, when the old PR machine has to grind itself into high gear and take on the seemingly insurmountable task of getting people enthused for Snow Whites. And well, I think it's fair to say they've got some hurdles to overcome. Hurdle the first is the dire box office predictions, with the film expected to make just over 50 million on its opening weekend, which is only slightly higher than the Marvels managed, and that movie eventually struggled up to $200 million worldwide.
You play Captain Marvel for?
I don't know. I don't know. Does anyone want me to do it again?
Yes, Brie, I want that. I want that with all my heart.
No, Brie, nobody wants you to sit there and come back. There's not a single person asking, oh, we want her back in Marvel. No, but it would not surprise me if Disney ever did that crap. I would not, well, I would hold it against them, but it would not surprise me if Disney ever sat there and brought her back as Miss Marvel. Now, I am very surprised. I still can't believe that the Marvels made that much money, which isn't that good, but I am surprised that they were able to make that much money. I don't sit there and see Snow White really making that much money. The trailer is horrible. People have been critiquing this movie so bad, it's not even funny. And it just happens that you had to sit there and you just had to let her sit there and run her mouth and just make everything worse. She literally became the most hated actress in Hollywood. There is no way that this movie is going to do any good. And you know, another big reason why is because Disney, like we all know, they keep woking everything up. They keep making things where they're shitting on men. You do realize that the majority of your subscribers to Disney Plus's mail keep sitting there shitting on us. We're just gonna leave. That's all that's gonna happen, Disney. Then you're gonna make some money, and then you're gonna sit there and be blaming on the patriarchy when it was your dumb ass fault.
Not very good for a film with a reported budget of 300 million. Hurdle the second is the widely reported spat between Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler because they clearly have very different perspectives on the whole Israel-Palestine issue, which means it's hard enough to get them to even share the same room, never mind go through the kind of excruciating, fawning interviews where they clutch each other's hands and pretend to be soulmates or whatever, which seems to be expected at this point. Damn man, all we're missing is some guy who sounds like he uses sulfuric acid as mouthwash to ask them about the gayness level of their movie.
The gayest Marvel project yet.
You know, the kind of big questions that clearly need to be asked about the art of cinema.
Yes, yes.
But the biggest hurdle, and this truly is a biggie, is that the film isn't even getting a traditional premiere anymore. It was reported a couple of days ago that the film's intended UK premiere in central London has been cancelled because of fears about the backlash to the movie and its star.
Critical Drinker, you're hilarious, but I see what you did there. So not in America it got canceled, though premiere in London got canceled, which honestly, I'm surprised they didn't cancel the world premiere everywhere and just go straight to streaming, because the movie's not going to do that good at the box office. There's no way this movie's going to do good. You've been critiqued to hell and back, and honestly, even looking at the parts where he put the trailer in, Rachel doesn't look right. There's just something about her. It's like, did they make her more CGI or something, or enhance her? She doesn't look normal.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
And to be honest, I can totally understand why they did it. The potential optics of Rachel Zegler and the rest of the cast getting publicly booed by a big crowd at the premiere of their own movie would be the sort of thing that goes viral within a matter of minutes. The problem is, this is kind of like digging one hole to fill another, because cancelling a major premiere means less publicity, and less publicity means less interest in the film. It's also a very public acknowledgement that yes, people really don't like our movie because we don't know how to win them over, and all we can think to do now is run and hide. That was all bad enough by itself, but then the news broke yesterday that even the film's US premiere is being drastically scaled back, which means no red carpet event, no real media presence, and no chance for the stars to speak to journalists and promote their movie. Red carpet events are actually pretty important media tools to promote your film, and the fact this movie isn't even getting one is a major sign of Disney's lack of confidence in it. Again,
You know, if Disney doesn't believe in their own creation, why did they make it? If they have no faith that this movie's going to do well, they had to have known as the movie was being written. Did the person who signed off on this just like signed off on blindly and said, okay, whatever, we'll do whatever you want? That's what I think would happen.
can totally understand the thinking behind it, because let's be real here, putting Rachel Zegler in front of a hot mic is a bit like putting a toddler with ADHD in charge of a nuclear launch button. Every time she opens her mouth, and by God, she loves to open her mouth, you can practically feel the Disney bean counters dying inside because she just shaved a few more $1 million off the film's box office. It's funny actually, because she even tried to spin all of this backlash into some kind of weird positivity, a bit like Henry Cavill did with The Witcher, except without the sincerity, or honesty, or respect, or charisma, or general likability. Quote, I interpret people's feelings about this film as passion for it, and what an honour to be able to be part of something that people's so passionate about. We're not always going to have the same feelings as everyone around us, and all we can do is give our best. Bullshit! Really? That's an interesting change of heart you've had there, Rachel, considering your previous attitude towards people who think differently from you.
Go vote blue. And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business.
Right.
Yeah, Rachel, you do need us. Okay, I don't know who told you that, but no, you do need us, because guess what? How you became famous was because of us, the people who watch the movies. If we don't watch the movies, guess what? You don't have a job. You'll be sitting there doing whatever you were doing before. Another thing is, girl, you're not like super attractive. I mean, you're okay looking. I'd give you about a 5 out of 10. But you know, you can't be average looking and dumb. You got to pick a struggle.
The thing is, hiding a problem away isn't the same as actually solving it, and the more you retreat from a controversy like the one swirling around Zegler, the more you're forced to acknowledge that it does in fact exist, she's the one who caused it, and you don't know how to fix it. If you demonstrate a lack of confidence in your film and its star before it even releases, you're sending out the message that you know it's going to suck, and you're simply trying to hunker down and minimise the damage. And wow, this movie's likely to cause quite a bit of damage, not just to the concept of live-action Disney remakes, but to the company itself. At this point, it probably would have been better to just abort the theatrical release altogether, shart it out onto Disney Plus and take the financial hits. At least that way Disney could make up some obscure combination of viewing metrics to spin it into some kind of success. This film had the most number of minutes viewed on a Thursday afternoon for any live-action remake of an animated film made in the first half of the 20th century. Instead of being confronted by the raw box office numbers, which, well, aren't looking good. Shit man, it probably would have been cheaper and easier to remove Zegler from the movie altogether and reshoot all her scenes with a new actress.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Oh well, just like those guys in the lookout tower watching that iceberg drift closer, there's not much more for us to do now except sit back, crack open a couple of cold ones and wait for impacts. Something tells me it's going to be an entertaining couple of weeks. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Yeah, like I've said before, they're not going to make that much money. There's no way that this movie's going to make that much. How many people are hating against it? There's no way. And Disney, do know not to do this. You know what you're supposed to be doing, and you continue to not listen to the fans. Do you think we're just going to change our minds? Do you think Critical Drinker and Tyrone Magnus and all the rest of them that keep calling you guys out, do you think they're going to change their minds? No, it's not going to happen. They're going to continue to keep saying it, and you're just going to continue to lose money. Don't worry. Maybe one day you'll become the next Blockbuster. Well, that's it for my reaction. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with me or not. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay vigilant.